has been 4 years since the Capitol riots saw MAGA chuds trying to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Since then, MAGA has not only survived, but it's actually become ascendant, along with its leader, President-elect Donald Trump. Yes, President-elect Donald Trump. Just sit there and kind of absorb that, okay? I'm sure a lot of us have had some trouble since November 5th, but nonetheless, it's an unfortunate fact of life. Now, how did it happen? Well, lots of failures, okay? Lots of failures to hold the leaders accountable for their actions, including Donald Trump. And, of course, there are other leaders, Senate, at the time, Senate Majority or Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, who was in power, who allowed Donald Trump to basically skate away, okay, from any accountability during his impeachment. You have that, along with the huge failure of the Department of Justice to pursue a case when they should have, okay, and not wait until pretty much the last moment of 2023 to do it, okay? And, of course, you had Trump's allies as a result of all this waiting that were in good position to be able to defend him easily. So now there are several new reports. One of them from CNN notes that some members of the Department of Justice are actually calling out Merrick Garland for his monumental failure. Oh boy. Now, some of them are saying that the department wasted a full year chasing ghosts after they had received tips that Trump had met with leaders of the Proud Boys shortly before the riots erupted. So, yeah, that didn't exactly turn out. Some of these tips were not accurate. But nonetheless, DOJ officials are like, you spent too much time going after that, going after the small guys, when you should have actually, you know, stick with the facts and went after the big guy. Other DOJ officials said the department could have focused more on running an investigation, much like the one special counsel Jack Smith did. That led to criminal charges against Trump for conspiracy to defraud the United States. Unfortunately, that never went to trial, as we know. One former DOJ official told CNN, quote, "They'd wasted time. They were not strategic. It was a whole year of nothing. And they waited so long, they ended up helping Trump in the primary and dividing the country." I would argue that the country has already been pretty well divided, but yeah, I mean, overall, I agree. Yes, they wasted time. And I think one of the reasons is that they didn't really want to go after a former president for, you know, doing alleged crimes, because if they set that precedent for Trump, well, then they'd have to go after other future presidents who may break the law as well. And why does that matter? I mean, we should want a system where if, yes, leadership does crime, then it should be held accountable. Well, you got to remember, though, that a lot of our former presidents happen to be war criminals. So that's probably one reason, in my estimation, that they didn't want to go after Donald Trump. Now, the other thing, in my opinion, that led to the DOJ essentially slow-walking this case is the fact that law enforcement is filled with right-wingers, okay? Very, very right-wing oriented occupation, okay? And look, there's also a reason that most of the Republican Party sided with and protected Trump. And that is, of course, to protect their ideology and to protect their wins. Before Donald Trump, the Republican Party was consigning itself to the dustbin of history. They were not winning. They were not doing very well. Very unpopular. And Donald Trump offered something different. Winning. Winning. And so making sure that no Republican president is ever held accountable for crimes that were clearly committed is something that the new Republican Party is all about. They're like, okay, sure. Now, according to two former DOJ officials, investigators had already uncovered enough evidence against Trump to level charges against him a full year before Smith officially indicted him in 2023. It's very possible, had this happened sooner, there would have been a trial before the election. If you already had the evidence, why didn't they go after him sooner? Why didn't they? Ask this guy. Look, there would have been more than enough time for the Supreme Court to make a decision on presidential immunity. It's one of the reasons that it took so long to, be able to schedule a case. But of course, the election happened and Donald Trump won. So all those cases, bye-bye. They're gone. They're just gone.
Bing, 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 boom. It's gone.
That's it. Thanks to Merrick Garland, we have no justice. And I'm not saying that. It's you have former House Judiciary Committee Chair Jerry Nadler saying that. He recently talked to HuffPost and said Garland only started the prosecution after he was in effect forced to by the report of the January 6th committee and the criminal referral. The evidence the January 6th committee used was available from the beginning. Had they proceeded with those prosecutions, I think he would have been convicted and we'd have a different president now. Merrick Garland wasted a year. So, yeah, that's Nadler, okay? And he is not alone in his thoughts. Okay, this is not just anonymous DOJ officials now. You have others, Benny Thompson and Zoe Lofgren. Last month, going after Garland saying, yo, you waited too long. Quote, I didn't realize that they were not looking at the whole picture, Lofgren said. I think they were taking a look at the foot soldiers. Right, the little guys who basically, in the grand scheme of things, meant almost nothing. Okay, instead of immediately taking on Donald Trump and his powerful allies, you got the small fries. No. They only indicted Trump long after he took over the Republican Party, which meant that the entire Republican Party establishment now was there to defend him. And as a result, Trump won the 2024 election before the case could even finish up, before he could stand trial, and he walked. At most, Trump could be on the hook for some of the damages as a result of civil lawsuits brought against him relating to January 6th. Is that accountability? No, it's likely going to be paid by his donors anyway if it goes anywhere. So he's not going to care. He's not going to give a damn. All right. And very likely those small players, the ones who are actually still in prison, guess what? They're going to get let out. They're going to get let out. And so that's the result of that. All right. Senator Adam Schiff, who served on the House Select Committee that investigated the attack, said the Justice Department moved with expedition when it came to the people that broke into the building, but were those at a higher level they waited almost a year on. That was a fatal mistake. Fatal to what? I don't know. Maybe our democracy. We'll see. He said, this is Tina Smith, sorry. I think the department was so focused on being kind of by the book and being so clear that there wasn't any political interference, which that doesn't make any sense because guess what? No matter what, the right wing is and Donald Trump is still going to say political interference no matter what. No matter what. Okay, so it doesn't matter. She also said it really worried that, he'll become president. Yep. And he's going to pardon a bunch of people. And a great sort of whitewashing of what happened will continue. Well, I got bad news for you. That is exactly what's going to happen. Yeah. Look, the weakness of Democrats, of people like Merrick Garland, which, by the way, Biden was like, oh, man, I really wish I hadn't picked that guy. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Wow. Hindsight's 2020, everybody. Literally. I mean, look, Merrick Garland, terrible pick. All right. Jack Smith, great pick. We never got to see we never got to see him in action when it came to actually pushing the case, going to court. And we never will. And then, of course, you had the complete capitulation of Mitch McConnell and the rest of the Republican Party, who Mitch McConnell. Oh, I've got some tough words for you, Donald Trump. Oh, and then I'm gonna vote for you. Oh, well, you're sure your words mean absolutely dick. Then it means less than nothing. if you're going to criticize this person and, you know, agree that they're unfit and all that, but then turn around and vote for him, I mean, what kind of message is that? And then, of course, you had the the corruption of the Supreme Court, okay, giving him immunity. That all of that is why Donald Trump not only was allowed to run for office when he should have been disqualified, but also why he won. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.